anyone who does anything to help a child in his life is a hero. You are special. You're special to me. There's only one in this wonderful world. In a way, you've already won in this world because you're the only one who can be you. You can't really love someone else unless you really love yourself first. When we love a person, we accept him or her exactly as is, the lovely with the unlovely, the strong with the fearful, the true mixed in with the facade, and of course, the only way we can do it is by accepting ourselves that way. Who we are in the present includes who we were in the past. It's the people we love the most who can make us feel the gladdest and the maddest. Love and anger are such a puzzle. Who you are inside is what helps you make and do everything in life. Listening is where love begins. Listening to ourselves and then to our neighbors. As human beings, our job in life is to help people realize how rare and valuable each one of us really is, that each of us has something that no one else has or ever will have. Something inside that is unique to all time. It's our job to encourage each other to discover that uniqueness and to provide ways of developing its expression. Often, problems are knots with many strands, and looking at those strands can make a problem seem different. When we can talk about our feelings, they become less overwhelming, less upsetting, and less scary. There are times when explanations, no matter how reasonable, just don't seem to help. Feeling good about ourselves is essential in our being able to love others. Even though no human being is perfect, we always have the chance to bring what's unique about us to life in a redeeming way. Discovering the truth about ourselves is a lifetime's work, but it's worth the effort. The world needs a sense of worth, and it will only achieve it by its people feeling that they are worthwhile. Imagining something may be the first step in making it happen, but it takes the real time and real efforts of real people to learn things, make things, turn thoughts into deeds, or visions into inventions. There are 3 ways to ultimate success. The first way is to be kind. The second way is to be kind. The third way is to be kind. Forgiveness is a strange thing. It can sometimes be easier to forgive our enemies than our friends. It can be hardest of all to forgive people we love. Like all of life's important coping skills, the ability to forgive and the capacity to let go of resentments most likely take root very early in our lives. How many times have you noticed that it's the little quiet moments in the midst of life that seem to give the rest extra special meaning? We get so wrapped up in numbers in our society. The most important thing is that we are able to be one-to-one, you and I, with each other at the moment. If we can be present to the moment, with the person that we happen to be with, that's what's important. I don't think anyone can grow unless he's loved exactly as he is now, appreciated for what he is rather than what he will be. I hope you're proud of yourself for the times you've said yes, when all it meant was extra work for you and was seemingly helpful only to someone else. If you could only sense how important you are to the lives of those you meet, how important you can be to the people you may never even dream of, there's something of yourself that you leave at every meeting with another person. In times of stress, the best thing we can do for each other is to listen with our ears and our hearts, and to be assured that our questions are just as important as our answers. I feel so strongly that deep and simple is far more essential than shallow and complex. We all have different gifts, so we all have different ways of saying to the world who we are. There is no normal life that is free of pain. It's the very wrestling of our problems that can be the impetus for our growth. Imagine what our real neighborhoods would be like if each of us offered, as a matter of course, just one kind word to another person. The greatest gift you ever give is your honest self. Some days, doing the best we can may still fall short of what we would like to be able to do. But life isn't perfect on any front, and doing what we can with what we have is the most we should expect of ourselves or anyone else. Real strength has to do with helping others. Love is like infinity. You can't have more or less infinity, and you can't compare two things to see if they're equally infinite. Infinity just is, and that's the way I think love is too. Knowing that we can be loved exactly as we are gives us all the best opportunity for growing into the healthiest of people. There's a part of all of us that longs to know that even what's weakest about us is still redeemable and can ultimately count for something good. You rarely have time for everything you want in this life, so you need to make choices, and hopefully, your choices can come from a deep sense of who you are. All of us, at some time or another, need help. Whether we're giving or receiving help, each one of us has something valuable to bring to this world. That's one of the things that connects us as neighbors. In our own way, each one of us is a giver and a receiver. Our society is much more interested in information than wonder, in noise rather than silence. And I feel that we need a lot more wonder and a lot more silence in our lives. Love and trust, in the space between what's said and what's heard in our life, can make all the difference in the world. Try your best to make goodness attractive. That's one of the toughest assignments you'll ever be given. It's really easy to fall into the trap of believing that what we do is more important than what we are. Of course, it's the opposite that's true. What we are ultimately determines what we do. Often, when you think you're at the end of something, you're at the beginning of something else. It's not so much what we have in this life that matters. It's what we do with what we have. It's not the honors and the prizes and the fancy outsides of life which ultimately nourish our souls. It's the knowing that we can be trusted, that we never have to fear the truth, that the bedrock of our very being is good stuff. Everyone longs to be loved, and the greatest thing we can do is to let people know that they are loved and capable of loving. When I was a boy, and I would see scary things in the news, my mother would say to me, "Look for the helpers. You will always find people who are helping."